Good morning. Thank you to Ms. Salomoni. Thank you to the organizer also from my side. Yes, I'm giving you some details from a more operative way on the project VERA, also on behalf of the director Paolo Ferrecchi and all the working group. So VERA is the acronym of Virtualizing Emilia-Romagna Air Quality. Okay. We have started this project just 1 year ago, more or less 1 year. What are the goals? Of course, this project is has the focus on air quality, climate change, and mobility. And the specific objectives are to represent the state of the atmospheric system, to predict the modifications, the evolutions of the environmental system, and to analyze and compare different solutions for mobility, but also for urban planning, building, forestation, in the field of air quality, mobility, and climate change. Who can be the target? Of course, a lot of possible targets. First of all, the political level of the region in order to have more input for the planning in air quality and climate change, but also other regions, agencies, research institutes, enterprises, professionals. We think that it could be useful for a lot of people, and last but not least, for the citizens of our territory. Where we are starting from a big number of data that we already have. In fact, the first step we made was to collect the number of databases, and we have seen that we have something like 600 databases that potentially can be used. Now, obviously, the challenge is to integrate in a useful way all this data. For example, we have, first of all, the data on air quality monitored by the air quality stations in the territory, the modeling used by the Environmental Agency to predict air quality in all the territory, the data on the forest coverage, on climate projection, the weather data, of course, data on traffic flow, and, of course, also data on from the satellites. Just 2 examples, you can see on the left side, these are the the stations of air quality in our region. We have 47 station points that continuously monitor air quality and relate the different pollutant levels in the air. On the right side, you can see the sample points in the streets. We have something like 270 sensors under the roadways, and also in this case we have a continuous monitoring of the number of vehicles that cross our streets. Of course, we have a lot of other data, just 2 examples. This is the working group, of course, Emilia-Romagna, that is in charge of the implementation of the project, together with the main partner, that is Lepida. It is an agency of Emilia-Romagna specialized on digital agenda. ARPAI, that is the environmental agency, ARTER, another agency of Emilia-Romagna specialized in innovation, and last but not least, Cineca for its big competencies on digital twins. Of course, we are working also with other subjects. Now we have started to collaborate with the municipality of Bologna and Parma, that are the 2 cities in Emilia-Romagna selected for the climate neutral city 2030 by European Commission. And of course, we are discussing continuously with the National User Forum of Copernicus program. Where we are now, so we have started just 1 year ago. We have selected to focus in this initial stage to 3 use cases that are air quality in the future climate scenarios, traffic fluxes and emissions at urban scale, and forestation and climate change. Now we are we're engaged in the construction of a first example of a POC, so of a proof of concept of the digital twin that is related to mobility and air quality. So to see how air quality will change in consequence of a modification of a traffic flow from one street to another, or the closure and a part of the urban area. Some example, just to give you an idea, we are in a testing phase of these use cases, so I will show you some products, but please, these are just examples. We are still working on these products. In the field of air quality in the future climate, we have used for the moment one of the climate scenarios proposed by IPCC. It is an intermediate scenario, and having put it together with the meteo data set used by the region in a project that is called Climate VERA, and with the modeling tools used by the environmental agency, Kairos NINFA. And so we can see, as a result, the air quality, the levels of the pollutants in the base year 2013 and in the year 2030 and 2050. The simulation covers all the territory of the Emilia-Romagna region, divided into a grid of 5 kilometers. So you can see some examples. First of all, the trend of the pollutants, ozone, PM10, PM2.5, and NO2 in the different months in a year, in one of the year. Then we can see a heat map that shows the intensity of the pollutants, in this case NO2, in a specific year. And on the other side, a bubble chart that represents the medium values. In this slide, we can see again the comparison for a specific pollutant, in this case NO2, between the different scenarios. So 2013, the near future 2030, and the medium future 2050. And in the last one, we can see the trend in the different months in a selected year of air pollutants compared with the weather parameters like temperature and precipitations. Finally, another kind of representation is this one. You can see the territory of Emilia-Romagna divided in the areas, in the zones in which the directive, the legislation on air quality asks us to divide the territory. So we have the Apennines, the agglomerate of Bologna, the East Plan, and the Ovest Plan. And if we select in the tool one of the point of the territory, we can see for each pollutant the trend in the year, selecting also the year of reference. Just some examples. Going quickly to the second use case, this is called mobility and air quality. Obviously, our objective is to simulate the response of the atmospheric system to variations of traffic flows. For the moment, we are reconstructed in the territory one of the main measures of their quality plan. In fact, in Emilia-Romagna, we have recently approved a new air quality plan just some months ago. And one of the main measures is the limitation of vehicles in the city centers. As a matter of fact, 207 municipalities are involved in the limitations, but the biggest cities that are the cities with more than 30,000 inhabitants are involved in the limitation to diesel Euro 4, and in the emergency situations also diesel Euro 5. What does it mean? Every day, of course, our monitoring station relieves our air quality, and when with the prediction model we see that in the next 3 days we will have an exceedance of the level of PM10, in an automatic way, the emergency measures enter into force in the main cities. And for example, this is not the unique measure. We have measures on the biomass and other sectors, but in the field of traffic, for example, also Euro 5 are forbidden to circulate in the city centers. So the fourth step that we have made is the representation of this complex situation. You can see here an example without any measure, restrictive measures in the city. For example, it could be summer, the summer period. In this case, all the areas are green, in green color. While we can see in this example a situation where we have the limitations, the structural limitation, we could be, for example, in October or November, in red color, and in blue, in the city of Bologna, this is an example of the emergency measures. So maybe we have seen that in the next 3 years we will have an exceedance. So to prevent the exceedance, the emergency measures enter into force and the area is colored in blue. Of course, this is a tool dedicated mainly to the citizens that will have in the future the possibility to see in the territory how is the situation day by day, because this tool is continuously updated day by day. This is the explaining of what I said. So, of course, the tool contains also this detail on the area, on the city, on the class, on the type of engine, and so on. These are just 2 examples because we have started just a month ago. Anyway, for any information, of course, we are at your disposal. Thank you.